All right, good afternoon. My name is Dana Damara, and you've landed on Astrocast. It is the big new moon solar eclipse. The time has come. If you listen to my weekly forecast, I called out the theme of opportunity. And I'm going to go over all the different aspects that are happening, but let me just tell you this. We have a beautiful new moon in Taurus, and it is happening on April 30th at 1:28 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I want to just share the numerology with you too, because I kind of geek out on numerology as well. So happens on, I'm going to actually show you the chart real quick, and I'll vacillate back and forth between this. Okay, so this is where we've got the new moon, right? So we've got this moon and the sun at 10 degrees in the sign of Taurus, sitting there with Uranus. Oh, and look at that. There's the North Node. So all of our eclipses this year actually happen in the sign of Taurus and Scorpio. And then over here, the other thing we want to pay special attention to is Jupiter, Venus, and we've also got Neptune. So 27 degrees Jupiter, Venus, 28 degrees Neptune, and then, oh, there's Mars, all in the sign of Pisces. So you can see where a lot of the energy is coming from. It's in those two signs. So I'm going to go ahead and stop share here for a moment. So the numerology for this, in particular, new moon, solar eclipse, sign of Taurus, is happening with a numerology code of a 1010. So you can have the sun at 10 degrees, you have the moon at 10 degrees, and then April 30th, 2022 is actually a universal date of 10. So when we talk about numerology, we're talking about how numbers line up, right? And so the number 10 is actually the number of instant manifestation. Now, I want to say something about this because I thoroughly believe that new moons are a time for going inward. They're a time for us to really plant our seeds of intention and allow ourselves to sow them, to massage them, to water them, to really allow them space to breathe, right? And it's a time for us to be open to that and aware of what our intentions are. With this in particular new moon solar eclipse, yes, and maybe. Anytime a new moon is accompanied by a solar eclipse, which new moons are accompanied by solar eclipses, full moons are accompanied by lunar eclipses, right? So when we have a solar eclipse, we want to be able to allow ourselves this intention of setting ourselves up, saying, this is my intention, these are my desires, I'm going to plant these seeds, this is what I want to focus on. And then there has to be this little like fine print, asterisk fine print, this or something better. And allowing yourself to be open and flexible, because solar eclipses and lunar eclipses have a tendency to kind of switch things up a little bit and maybe do things a little bit differently than you may have planned. And because the sun and the moon are conjunct to Uranus right now in the sign of Taurus, it's highly likely that that will happen. So again, I'm going to show you the screen. And I'm going to put my glasses back on again. So this is a really, really potent new moon. So there's a couple things happening here. First of all, you have the moon and the sun sitting there at 10 degrees. And then you've got Uranus at 14 degrees. So it's not a complete conjunction, but it's close enough. So eclipses are known to bring rapid shifts, but so is Uranus, right? So eclipses are known to I call them like the soul alignment card, right? So eclipses kind of put us back onto our path if we've wandered astray. Eclipses tend to put out the lights of our life for a moment. It's like hitting the button on your computer that turns everything off for a moment, right? You just turn it off. And then when it comes back on, everything is rearranged, but we might not notice it right away. They're a really important time for us to ask ourselves, where in my life am I eclipsing the truth or being eclipsed by the truth? So a nice little play on words there, but it's really true. And this in particular eclipse isn't a full solar eclipse, but it's just as potent anyways with all the other things happening. And I'm going to go through all of this with you. I have, again, so many notes. Because this moon is in the sign of Taurus, which any of you have your moon in Taurus? So this should be an interesting new moon. I'm kind of excited about it. With this moon in Taurus, emphasis is on, okay, you ready? Your self-worth, your values, what you own, how you beautify and make your life and your work and your home or environment appealing and comfortable. So resources, money, comfort, abundance. That's what this in particular new moon solar eclipse is about. And if you watched the weekly forecast, I talked about the theme being opportunity. So sometimes when we come to eclipses, people right away go, oh my God, oh no. Try not to think like that. Try to think like, oh yeah, right? Because we have Jupiter, Neptune, also in Pisces. Not in Pisces. Yes, in Pisces. Jupiter, Neptune in the sign of Pisces with Mars. And we have this incredible, we've had this incredible feeling of abundance and about, and try not to think of abundance just as money. Think of it as resources and synchronicities and opportunities, okay? So while this energy that's around an eclipse, even though it's coupled with the 10-10-10 code, the 10-10, which makes it like really super powerful, please allow yourself to be open to like new ideas, new people, new opportunities, new revelations. Maybe you see things from a different perspective now. Maybe there's something that's been uncovered that has been there all along, but you just didn't notice it, right? So just be mindful and pay attention to your dreams. I don't know about you, but my dreams have been like, oh my God, like incredible and so telling, just so telling. So just know big change. Okay. So I want to just make sure that we stay focused on that. And it's worthy of saying this too. All eclipses of 2022 are sitting on the Taurus Scorpio axis. And these are fixed signs. So think of like a fixed sign, right? Hard to move. So these eclipses will bring up energy around something that you've been grasping onto or working toward, or you've been maybe like obsessed with, something that has been like a undercurrent for you, or maybe on top of. I'm going to show you the screen one more time, okay? And probably again, just because that's what I do. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so I can see it really well. There we go. Okay, so April new moon solar eclipse. So you see that little guy, the little north node at 22 degrees. Okay, so on this chart, you don't see the south node, but trust me when I say the south node is in Scorpio and the north node is in Taurus. So these eclipses, not only are they activating our soul contracts and realigning us, and they might like accelerate the timeline of what we want something to happen. And it might, like you might have been peering over the edge on something, and an eclipse is going to go, time, go ahead, jump. Don't forget to pull the ripcord. You know, they have their own timeline. They're not going on our timeline. This one in particular, because, and actually all of them for this year, are really to do with what I discussed earlier, the ideas of money, abundance, comfort, home, hearth, you know, all of this, but also karmic energy, because we're talking about the north node and the south node. Okay, so here we are, North Node sitting here in Taurus. This is stuff you've been working on. This is stuff that has been, you know, infiltrating your dreams or your thoughts, or your supporting you in decision-making processes. These are things that are needing to be looked at in your lifetime. And go back to, keep it really simple, and just go back to the remembrance that the overarching idea is what you value, how you value yourself, and where you think you're not worthy. That's really the big takeaway of this new moon solar eclipse, right? It really is a game changer. Like, it really is a, if you're open, you will receive revelations about what you desire, what you really want, who you really are, who you're allowing into your space, and what you're really worthy of. And so, you know, I consistently work on this for myself, but also with clients. And that idea of self-worth and what we value and how we value ourselves is always, and I mean 100% of the time, always relatable, and the reasoning behind everything. It's always it's always the thread. There is a thread about what you desire and what you value and how you value yourself and everything. So with this new moon solar eclipse, ask those questions of yourself. Okay. And maybe, where are you shorting yourself, or where are you not going full on with your dreams because you think that it's too hard, or you can't do it, or you won't have the resources, or whatever. Where are you limiting yourself? Like, get so freaking clear. Okay. All right. I'm going to share the screen again. All right. Okay, let's talk about Sun, Moon, conjuncting Uranus. So Uranus is liberation. Uranus is higher mind. Uranus is the planet of inspiration, that lightning bolt of like, oh my God, I just had the greatest idea. Also, this idea that you want to be free from things that are just old. You know, I said this in a video before, and so it's happened. This situation happened a little bit ago, maybe a few months ago, but I was having a conversation with my daughter, and I started to go into this spiral speaking, and she just kind of looked at me and she goes, wow, that just feels old. Doesn't that feel old to you? And I was like, oh my God, it is so old. That's not even a thought that I hold true anymore, right? And so start asking yourself, like, listen to yourself when you speak, or when you make choices. Like, ask yourself, is this even resonant with me anymore? Because if it's not, if you don't let go of it, the universe is going to do it for you. With the eclipses, the universe is like, dude, we're done with that. Like, just, what are you even doing? That's a hard pass. Let it go. Right. Uranus, you know, Uranus has been in Taurus, I think, since 2018. So you may have been witnessing similar or familiar lessons, and it's going to be there for a little while longer. So, you know, Uranus can sometimes be a little shocking. It's like a little shock and awe with how it responds to your life. But I liken it to the idea of, you know, Uranus just wants you to live to your highest truth. That's all, you know, and really ask yourself, how can I embrace some new ideas about me, or about how I put myself out into the world? And really, what is it that I truly desire, right? And I always go back to, you know, when people say, I just had a spiritual awakening, you know, and I'm like, and you're still smiling, like, having these awakenings from Uranus, or these spiritual awakenings, are never like a run in the park. it's more like a jolt. So just be aware and use the Taurus energy to completely ground yourself, just like grounding practices, right? Lots and lots of grounding practices. All right, let me share my screen again. The other thing is, I mentioned this earlier, so we have Jupiter, Venus, Neptune, all in Pisces. Now, Mars is entering Pisces. Mars entered Pisces, I think, last week. So Mars is there too. So that means we've got, let's see, we've got 4 planets in Taurus, okay? If you count the sun as a planet, let's just say 3 planets. Mercury's teetering on the edge, so we'll just say 4, maybe 5. And then we have 4 planets in Pisces. That's big. That's a big deal. That means that this Pisces energy is strong, as is the Taurus energy. So you've got this activation of Jupiter, which is expansion, Venus, which is love, abundance, money, opportunities, comfort, joy, all sitting with Neptune too, right? So, and here's the other deal too. Venus rules Taurus, and it is pointing you into the direction of expansion and joy, right? So Neptune and Venus, when they joined a couple weeks ago, you could have felt a softening, maybe around a certain situation, maybe around your own heart. Maybe there's like somebody that you all of a sudden woke up and you were like, I just need to forgive. I'm just gonna let it go now, right? Maybe it was something with you, but there's been a softening with this energy, right? And now with Venus joining the picture, it really points more in the direction, more focused in the direction of your values. Again, big theme, what you love, how you love, the beautification process of your environment or of yourself. So like self-care, right? Are you spending time in self-care, or are you putting that last, right? Jupiter and Venus is beautiful. Jupiter, Neptune, and Venus offer an abundance of dreamy, loving, joyful vibrations for you. And it really seems that, I just like to choose to look at it this way. It really could be viewed as, no matter what this eclipse brings, if you ground in and then allow yourself to look for that silver lining, or even be in a place of like letting go of the rigidity of whatever it is you're holding on to, this could be an opportunity for you to truly bring those dreams and wishes into reality, to truly allow yourself to be free from pain or discord or conflict, to truly allow yourself to remember how much energy and power you have in your little teeny tiny pinky finger, and allow yourself to be aligned with this swept away energy. So wherever you feel rigid, wherever you feel stuck, stagnant, like let this new moon free you from that, and bring attention to where you're holding on to old ideas that just don't feel right in the body. I just want to say thank you for always listening to this. I know that, sometimes we forget how powerful we are, and then we forget that we are aligned with the stars, and we allow our rumination of our human brain and our thoughts to become more powerful than the magic that lives within us. But I'm telling you, this new moon solar eclipse is an opportunity to really move beyond all of that. And it really couldn't come at a better time. So I just invite you to take a listen and, allow yourself the joy that you deserve with this one. Yeah. So again, my name is Dana Tamara, and I would love to read your chart for you if this is something that you desire. My website is danatamara.com. and lots of free stuff coming your way very soon, hopefully by the full moon or the next new moon. But I've been doing a lot of stuff on the back end and super excited about all the just the new inspiration that's been coming through. And I have a lot of you to thank for it. So I just want to say thank you. Happy new moon solar eclipse. And I hope to see you soon. Have a gorgeous day. Namaste. Mwah. Ta-ta for now.